Hello and welcome to the Drop a Stitch podcast.
I'm your host, Danny.
And I'm your other host, Natalie.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about at the market.
Yes, once you've made it, you've done everything. The application process, created the stocks, set up your boot, got everything you needed, prepared, packed, and you're actually there.
Yes, you made it. You got to your first market or not first market. Now what do you do? So if you are watching on YouTube, you can probably see that we are dressing the same, and that is because we are batching another episode because baby's coming soon, my dad's coming soon, so we want to have a few episodes ahead
so that you guys don't miss out on our podcast, even though our lives are busy.
Yeah, so we're not going to be saying what we did last week because we already said that last episode.
Yes.
And we're working on the same thing.
Yes.
So Natalie's working on
Rainbow blanket.
which is looking absolutely fabulous. I'm obsessed.
I can't wait.
It is so nice. And I was telling her when she puts this in the washing machine, it's going to be so soft.
Yes, because certain yarns, guys, if you wash them, they turn out softer than you can imagine. And this Hue and Me
It's one of those.
is one of those. So,
Yeah.
washing machine makes it even softer. So the blanket's already nice. It's going to be even nicer when
Oh
it
my
comes
gosh,
out
the
of a first
drape?
wash.
I made a cardigan and I have a pattern for my first cardigan using Hue and Me, and it was a little bit stiff. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to throw it in the washing machine. And it turned out the softest thing ever. So you need to wash. Well, read your label first. Make sure you can throw it in the washing machine.
Yes.
But you can
And
even,
always put it on delicate.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true too. Can't speak.
But yes, it's going to be nice. And you're working on your chunky granny square blanket.
I am done with the color mustard. Now I need to get the blue, but it's way too far, so I'm just gonna, watch
What do you mean?
It's over there. I can just get...
I'll go get it.
No,
Let me finish this
no,
square.
no. You are working on your blanket.
Yeah,
and
I'm going to finish the square and then I'm going to go get it. Okay, let's get into today's episode.
you're gonna mess up everything if you get up.
I'm not.
Yes, you will.
I know what I'm doing,
okay.
girl.
I'm okay.
No,
I need to
you
rest.
need to do this. You don't need to rest.
No, I
Mrs.
cannot rest.
Unstressed.
I cannot rest. Okay, so you are at the market.
Yes, your boot is set up. Everything is done. You've made it. You've assembled everything. What do you do now? Things that are important, or not so important, but things that we highly recommend you do.
Yeah.
Kind of as you're getting there, give yourself plenty of time to get there. Don't do like me in life in general and Google how long it takes and leave exactly to the minute. Actually, no. Start getting ready to leave at the exact minute where you're supposed to be in your car, because you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
If you hit any traffic, if there's construction, if whatever the case may be, the thing that you don't need on market day is added stress. So give yourself plenty of time. Arrive early. And do not stress.
I'm just stealing your blanket.
It's fine. Are you cold?
It's just so nice. Yes.
And then if you can, bring help.
Yeah, that's...
Especially if it's your first few markets and you're like really nervous. Having help is gives you such peace of mind.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Both so that you can, have someone stay at the car while you load and unload. And so you can, take pee breaks.
Yeah.
And have someone watch your booth. And
have somebody watch your baby.
yes. Listen, guys, this was the best. I got baby snuggles all day while Danny
Yeah.
was doing her markets. Okay, girl, you flipped my whole thing over and I need it back.
Did I?
Yes, you can have this end now.
Okay.
Because now I'm here.
So nice.
So wait, I'm going to go get your thing. Continue.
Okay, no.
Continue.
No. You guys. You're ridiculous. She's forcing me to continue. Okay, I guess that's what good
This
friends
is what good
do.
friends do.
Yeah.
You don't leave a friend, a
Without
yarny
yarn.
friend, yarnless.
Yarnless.
Life would be so sad.
Okay.
Okay.
So the next point when no, I got yarn barf. Oh no, it's here. Whenever the next point is very important for me in particular as a customer. I'm gonna tell you. Connect with your customers. Ask them how they're doing, or say hello, or try to greet them, and as a customer, and I can also see the face of the people whenever I'm selling at markets. Whenever you are very, very, very chatty, that can go both ways.
Yes.
You can have a customer that is just like you and that they like to chat all the time and it's great. Or you can have somebody like me that I'm like, please don't talk to me. Like, I love that your life is going great. I just don't want to know everything about it. And if I have a question, I'm going to ask you. And if not, I just want to browse on my
Quietly.
own, quiet, just leave.
And I'm the same way. And as like not an extroverted person, I found it kind of hard being at markets because the makers beside me had such great ways of interacting with their customers. Like,
Yeah.
they would ask the same question to almost every customer that would come in, but it was like it would get people talking. It would have people, chatting with them for 15 minutes and
Yeah.
stuff. And I was like, I was amazed, and I was like, hey, I need to brush up on my skill, like my people skills, and work a little bit on this because I think it's so, so important, and it's so nice to be able to connect with your customers.
Yeah.
But I also know as a shopper, I mean, in a market is a little bit different if people are talking to me about how they do what they do.
Yeah.
But as a shopper, like, leave me alone. I
Yeah.
want to look through and not feel, if you talk to me too much, I'm just going to feel uncomfortable and I'm going to end
pressured,
up leaving.
yeah.
I'm not going to, you know what I mean? It's kind of a double-edged sword here.
Yeah.
What I found, and this might be the best advice that I can give.
I want to hear it.
If your craft is something that you can do on site while you're at the market, do it.
Yeah.
I feel awkward. I don't know how to approach people when they come over. I don't want to be like, hey, how are you? Like, blah. And I also don't want to be like ignoring them. And so the best thing that I could do for myself was to bring a project. Something easy, mindless, that I don't have to pay too much attention to. Like not seaming a blanket, for instance, but making a hat with a very repetitive pattern, for instance, or ideally anything that you have on your table so that they can see you making it is winning. And then I would just be doing that. And then as people would come, I would just look up and be like, hello. And then just continue doing what I was doing. And so the fact that I lifted my head and acknowledged the people made me seem approachable.
Yeah.
It made people either interact with me if they wanted to or continue browsing and kind of ignore me if they didn't want to. And I feel like that was the best kind of medium and the best way to seem approachable while also not being too much in people's face and just the perfect medium.
What I do is, I say hello to them and then I say, if you have any questions, please let me know. And I do the same thing that you. I have a project, usually a headband, something easy and quick that I can just put on the table later. And usually people will see and they will make a comment, oh my gosh, you're doing it so fast, or oh my gosh, you're working as you're working.
Did you really make all of this?
Yeah.
Like, especially other makers too will make
comments. Do you
make
all of that by yourself?
As if you can make while you're at the market.
I know.
Like, especially people that have pottery or more
candles.
Like woodworking or candles. They're like, man, like my life would be so different if I could make stock while I'm at the market. Like I'm here for 8 hours and like here you are just making more as you sell. Like this is so cool. So like it's a great conversation starter. It's a great way to talk to people. People enjoy watching you do it. Like I've had, especially older ladies and younger kids will kind of stand and stare.
Yeah.
And they're so amazed, and it's just very fun, and it's a good way to bring up a conversation with people if you're not too good with your social skills or if you don't want to seem too eager, too wanting to get in their business, or ignoring them. It's like the perfect happy medium between both of those.
Yeah, I feel like you shouldn't be super extra, and also don't be like not even looking at your customers. Like you said, I think it's got to be a happy medium, but know that you're going to have every kind of customer. So if you feel up to talking to your customers, if they start talking to you and chatting, just go for it. But if they don't, it's probably because they don't want to, or they're shy or something like that. So I would, let them know that you're there if they need anything. But if they don't start a conversation, then just, let them shop around, and just let them know that you're there to help. Do you need your blanket?
No, I'm good.
Oh.
No, for sure. I think that's the best way. And it also helps too, if you're unsure, have a few like conversation topics or like questions.
Yeah.
Like, I often, like, people were like, oh, like, I made something similar or whatever, and I would just ask them like, oh, you knit or crochet too, like, and then they'd be like, oh no, I don't crochet but I knit, or like, and it's kind of a neat little way to get people talking a little bit if they want to, and they can just be as easily like, oh yeah, I do, and just kind of leave it at that, or they can like expand. Like, I've had ladies tell me, like, one lady showed me like the pattern she was making. She found the picture online. She's like, this is what I'm working on right now.
Cute.
Like, so people that like having little questions like that kind of already prepared if you're feeling uncomfortable can help you, and it gives the people the chance to talk if they want to, and not talk or say very little if they don't really want to.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Yeah.
So the next thing is make yourself a favor, especially if you're by yourself, and bring snacks.
Snacks, lunch, if you can.
If you can get,
water.
If you can get snacks at the market before the market starts, that's awesome. If you forgot them at home, but we should have said this in the last episode to pack snacks.
Yeah.
But make sure you have snacks. Well, they're gonna be listening this before their market, so don't forget the snacks.
Bring snacks. Think about food, essentially. Both like snacks, meals, like depending on how long your market is, and like water, drinks. Like, I mean, you don't want to drink too much because you don't want to be going to the bathroom every 5 seconds.
Especially if you're by yourself.
It's also very important that you stay hydrated and, have something to drink.
Yeah.
And then kind of following through with that, have a little bin of essential. This isn't a tip that I'd seen online and I did for my market. And though I haven't really had to use it yet, it just kind of reassures me to know that I have this. Get yourself a little bin, like a tiny little one, or even a Ziploc bag with essentials like gum, floss, extra batteries,
napkins,
Scotch tape, napkins, like anything that you like, oh shit, this broke. Here's some Scotch tape, like, a few zip ties or whatever. Yeah. Anything, that you can think of, lip chap, like anything that, you might reach through during the day. And that's something that you can kind of build onto as you do more and more markets. Think through. Yeah,
you're going to see what you need.
Exactly. And if like one market, you're like, oh damn, I wish I had gum, then put that on your list for your essentials bin. And next market, bring yourself some gum. And so that will, make it a lot easier on you. You won't have to think about these things on the day of. You can just grab your bin. If anything happens, you kind of have the little essentials to get you through.
Yeah. The next point is, if you have already, and you should have, a social media platform, whether that is with 2 followers or with 50,000 followers, be present, post on social media, take pictures of your booth, take pictures of where you're located, tell the people that you are there so that they can go and find you. So if you post pictures of your booth, they can see how it looks like, and it's going to be easier for them to find you. And like I was mentioning, and I don't remember if last episode or the episode before, this girl that had the helium balloons,
Yes.
that was just so smart. And she wasn't selling balloons, but she had these, like a bunch of balloons. They were pink, and she posted on social media and said, find the balloons. And because she was the only one, it was so easier. So easy for their customers to find them.
Yeah, and if you if you have a big like social media presence, you have a bunch of people, even if it's not a lot of people, but if you have local people that you know will come,
Yeah.
then doing something like that is great, and posting about it online is great. Plus, also, honestly, like, even if you don't have anyone and you don't have social media, which you should have social media, but if you don't, take pictures of your setup, take a little video, because that's probably one of the mistakes that a lot of people make. It's your first one, you know it's not perfect, and you kind of don't really feel confident in your skills, but like, take that picture, and in a few markets you can look back and be like, wow, look at how much I've already improved.
Yeah, that's true.
Look at everything. And like, even like from season to season, like, I'm gonna look at my pictures of my boot from last year, this year, when I'm thinking through how I'm going to do my boot. Okay, what had I done? Where did I have this? Okay, perfect. Okay, I didn't like this so much. How am I going to improve it, right?
Yeah.
So it's so helpful, both for you to look back on as a memory, for your customers to find you, and also for you to remember from year to year what you've done. Especially if you're doing a bunch of different markets that have different boot sizes, then you can look back like, oh, I think this market had a smaller boot too. Let me see what I had done there,
Yeah.
And that's helpful. And I think the last point that we had was connect with other makers. Connecting with your customer is important, but connecting with other makers has so much value. And this may be like harder to do again if you're, more introverted and stuff, but go around. There's always going to be a few dead moments in the market, lunchtime or whatever, where people are gone to eat or whatever there may be. There will be a few like downtime, a little bit of a breather, and you don't have to, do the whole market and talk to everyone, but going around, and even if it's before, like as we were saying earlier, if you show up, give yourself plenty of time, like show up earlier. If you're done setting up, like walk around, kind of see who's around you, talk to the makers, especially the ones that are right next to you for the day. I've had makers and at the queue have to like, hey, do you mind watching my booth? Like, I would go pee if they don't have help, and because you've already kind of talked to them in the morning, you're like, yeah, no worries, like go pee, go get your lunch, I'll stay here and make sure everything's good, so like building that connection with the other makers. And like, this doesn't mean like taking payments for them. This means just like, if someone's coming, like, oh yeah, she's just gone to the bathroom, she'll be back in 2 minutes, right? So the customer just waits for them.
And also, I think it's great if they can talk about other markets that they're doing. They can tell you how they are and if they're good or not. You can get a lot of advice, and it doesn't have to be the same category as you.
No, like talking like, how long have you been doing this? Do you do a lot of markets every year? Like, what's your best selling market? Like, which one, do you go to? Which one do you like the most? Like, is this your first time doing this specific market? Like, what do you think of it? Like, there's a lot of intel and good information that you can get from other makers on that end. Like, I was given a bunch of leads of different markets through talking with other makers that are also like, were just beginning and didn't have many market experience. And so they're like, oh no, I did this one and I didn't really like it. Like, the turnaround wasn't great, but like, this one is apparently really good. Like, so having these conversations with makers is great. And though this hasn't happened to me, but I think it's made have happened to you or a few of our friends, sometimes like makers will do trades.
Oh my gosh.
Instead of like, I've never
on
had
Facebook.
But instead of like, I'm going to buy this of yours because I love it, and you come and buy this of mine, like, you just trade one for one, like value wise. And so like, that's super fun too. Like, you can connect with other people, and like, you can walk away with some really cool stuff in exchange from some of your stuff. So There's something really neat and fun in that too.
On Facebook, whenever they have Facebook groups for the event, for the vendors, usually at some point in the middle or at the end of the market, somebody will post, hey, I'm in booth number blah, blah, blah. This is the name of my business and I'm up for trades. If anyone wants to trade, I sell X, Y, and Z items.
Yeah.
And then, you're like, oh, yes, I'm, this business and I will also love to trade. And then, the chain starts and everybody starts telling everybody, yes, I also want to trade. And then you go and, it's just hard sometimes whenever somebody wants to trade with you and you don't like any of their stuff.
Yeah, or don't have a need for it.
Yeah. But it's really, really fun to do that. I hope they do that at the One of a Kind. Can you imagine? Because I know there's going to be so many cool, makers. I am really excited for that. Also freaking out, but very excited. I can't wait. Yeah. Also, something that so we're done with the list, right?
Yes.
And I also think that we were going to say things that happened to us at the market in another episode.
Yes.
Yeah?
Like different type of clients.
Yes.
Things. Yeah,
okay, so that's the next episode.
Anecdotes and things.
That's going to be fun because there's so many type of clients.
Yes.
That you need to know how to deal with.
Yes.
Some of them are going to be a complete surprise. And you're going to be like, what the heck is happening here?
Yes.
You can also have funny neighbors. Mm-hmm. Do you remember my funny neighbor?
Yes.
At one market?
The one from behind.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's interesting people everywhere, and so next episode we're going to talk about the type of clients that you get.
Yeah.
And the type of makers that may be around you.
Yeah.
Not like so much the category of what they're doing, but more their personality and the type of person that they are.
Okay.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun episode.
It's going to be really, really fun. But, like we said in one episode, when was it? I think it was not related to the Market 101. It all goes to just be nice.
Yes.
Be nice to people. And yeah, I feel like for this episode, my biggest advice would be to give your customers space, let them know you're there to help, but don't go over the top getting into their space, their bubble, because you don't know if they are introverted or extroverted, and you don't know if they want to chat with you. And there are some makers that are very, very chatty. And okay, can I say one example? Just one. I know it's for next episode, but I just need to say it because it's related. There's one person, one vendor that always talks so much to clients, and
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, of course and this person is really, really nice. Like, yes, this person is very nice, but
it's out of the goodness of their heart. But like, if you're sitting beside them or whatever, if you're in the booth next to them,
do they ever talk?
They don't stop talking ever. And you can kind of tell that at a certain point the customers just check out and they don't want to, and they're trying not to be rude and not leaving.
That's what I was going to say. Every time I can see the customers' faces, like, can you please stop talking to me? I want to leave. Like, there are plenty more booths in here that I want to go check, and you're just...
It's nice to have a conversation, and if some customers will have the time and will want to spend that time talking to you, but most customers are here to shop, so keep that in mind. As much as this is a social event and you want to connect with people and with your customers, like, there's a line here, and people are mainly there to shop more so than to meet new people, and so don't chat their ears off for half an hour, because the other makers around you may notice that A, you talk a lot, and B, the customers are a little bored of your stories.
Yeah.
I think talk more about that next time.
Yeah, next time. But it was I wanted to say that because it's just But so have fun at the event.
Yes.
Have everything ready that you need. you already brought everything, just make sure you have your snacks to connect with your neighbors, especially if you're by yourself, so then you can go take a pee break and things like that if the event is not very busy. But yeah, so we hope that you go to that market fully prepared after listening to all these episodes, and that it is a great market and that you sell a lot. And please don't worry if there's more people that are selling the same things as you, because everyone has different style, touches.
Yes.
And
even just yarn choices, even if everyone's making the same pattern, the yarn choice, the execution is not going to be 100% the same, and that can drastically change how something looks and feels.
So don't feel overwhelmed. And I think that's it for today's episode, isn't it?
Yes. It's a short one because we didn't do our usual
10-minute talk.
10 minutes of how are you? How's your week? Since we're batching this episode.
I'm super tomorrow. Okay, you guys, tomorrow I'm getting my Invisaligns. I cannot tell you the amount of times that Kale has said to me, like, can you, like, I know you're excited, but you have said this like 20,000 times. And I'm just so excited. And it's finally happening tomorrow.
Multiple times today already. I feel like you've already told me multiple times today.
Oh, yeah. I'm so freaking excited. And I said to Nat before, I'm actually very happy that I'm getting them tomorrow and I didn't get them today, because then I can have a week to adjust and not be talking like like that, which I'm probably still going to have one or two words that are going to come out funny. But you guys need to know. By the time we record
the next few episodes, you should know how to talk with Invisalign in.
I know. You guys need to know that the episode after this one, you're gonna hear me with that, so please don't make fun of how I speak. I already have an accent, so that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you are listening on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel, leave a comment, and give us a like. We also have linked everything in the description, such as our Buy Me a Coffee. If you guys are willing to do that, we do our podcast for fun and everything is free, but if you want to support our work, we would be very appreciated.
We also have our email address, dropastitchpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any stories to share, questions, ideas, or topics for other episodes that you would like for us to talk about, anything you want to talk about, we're here to listen. We'd love to chat. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us.
And please leave us a 5-star reviews if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere where you listen to a podcast, because that helps us reach more people. And we hope you enjoyed. And we'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.